Most people never really question what happens between the wall socket and their tech. You plug in your gear, hit power, and expect everything to just work perfectly. And most of the time it does. But when you start getting deeper into audio setups, home theaters, or high-end listening systems, you begin to notice something interesting. Not everything sounds as clean as it should. Sometimes there's a faint hum in the background. Sometimes the detail in your audio feels slightly off. And sometimes, even with expensive equipment, something just feels not fully refined. That's where power delivery starts to matter more than people expect. This is the audiophile Power Station Active Power Conditioner, and at first glance, it looks like a premium surge protector. But what it's actually doing goes a step beyond basic power distribution. Instead of just passing electricity through, it actively works on cleaning and stabilizing the incoming power before it reaches your devices. The idea here is simple but often overlooked. The electricity coming from your wall isn't perfectly clean. It can carry electrical noise, interference from other appliances, and small fluctuations that your sensitive audio equipment can pick up and amplify. And once that noise gets into your system, it becomes part of what you hear. This device is designed to reduce that problem at the source. Inside, it filters incoming AC power and works to suppress unwanted electrical interference. The result is a more stable and controlled power flow to your connected equipment. Now, this isn't something you hear directly. It's more about what disappears. Background hiss becomes less noticeable. The soundstage can feel more defined. And subtle details in audio playback may come through more clearly, especially in high-resolution systems where every layer of detail matters. But it's important to be realistic here. This is not a device that transforms average speakers into high-end studio monitors. And it's not going to magically fix poorly recorded audio or low-quality gear. What it does is refine what's already there. If your system is already solid, this becomes more of a refinement layer. A way to reduce unwanted electrical noise that might be affecting the final output. The build quality reflects that same philosophy. It's not trying to be flashy or over-designed. It feels solid, industrial, and purpose-driven. The layout is structured to separate different types of equipment so that noisy components don't interfere with more sensitive ones. That separation is one of the key design ideas here. Digital devices and analog gear behave differently when it comes to power, and isolating them helps maintain cleaner performance across the system. Setup is straightforward. There's no software, no configuration menus, and no complicated steps. You plug it into the wall, plug your devices into it, and it immediately becomes part of your setup. It's the kind of product that quietly sits in the background doing its job without needing attention. But the real question is whether it actually makes a difference worth paying for. The answer depends heavily on your setup. If you're using basic speakers, entry-level headphones, or casual audio equipment, the difference might be subtle or even unnoticeable. In that case, your upgrades are better spent on core components like speakers, DACs, or amplification. But if you already have a high-quality audio chain, this starts to make more sense. In more revealing systems, small improvements in noise reduction can become noticeable. Not in a dramatic way, but in the form of cleaner silence between sounds, better separation of instruments, and a more relaxed listening experience overall. It's less about changing your audio and more about removing what doesn't belong in it. This kind of product sits in a category that many people ignore until they reach a certain point in their setup journey. It's not an entry-level upgrade. It's more of a finishing touch for systems that are already built with care. And that's really the key point. This isn't about adding features. It's about improving the environment your system operates in. Power is often the most overlooked part of any setup, yet it's one of the most fundamental. Everything depends on it. And when it's not clean, everything downstream is affected in ways that are hard to notice but easy to hear once corrected. So while this may not be the most exciting upgrade on paper, it plays a very specific role for people who are chasing cleaner, more accurate audio reproduction. It doesn't change your system. It helps your system perform the way it was already meant to.